Have you guys ever wondered if investing in real estate outside of where you live is a good idea? Well, our guest today is Cody Szohr, and he was looking to get his first real estate investment where he lived in San Diego. And after months of not getting any result, he switched up to his hometown of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where those property values are lower, where those real estate investments may be a little bit more lucrative. And so if you live in a really expensive place like San Diego, you can do investments there, but they are harder to come by. And going to a lower price market typically offers a more easy path to getting that first deal that makes a lot of sense. So if you're new here to the DealMachine podcast, we're here to help you if you want to quit your job in the next 6 to 12 months, replace your W-2 income, and you're going to learn from people who have replaced their W-2 income through a business model called wholesaling real estate, which if you don't know, it's a way to make big checks by finding discounted real estate and passing it off to an investor who has money and allowing you to make a $25,000 finder's fee for doing so. We got 3 weekly episodes, and my co-host is Ryan Haywood. His sales job was actually cut in 2019, so he quit, and he needed to make some money because they're about to have a kid. He actually did a 14-day challenge, made $8,500, and he's gone on to do 419 deals since then. And I'm David Lecko. I created a process for finding off-market deals that's helped people close 10,000 deals in all 50 states over the past 7 years. So if you want financial freedom, we are giving you the plan to get there in this episode. And it's so great to have you, Cody, on the podcast because you started off maybe 3 years ago, and I've told your story probably 25 times since then. And I just had to check in and see how things were going. So it sounds like they're going well.
They are. They've been upticking since we spoke for sure.
And the very first deal that you did, it was $1,500, I think, right?
Yeah, we made $1,500. We got the property for $12,000 and we sold it for $13,500.
Whoa. What kind of property was this?
It was in the innermost city of Milwaukee. The properties probably go for anywhere from 25 to 45 when they're in, good condition. It's the cheapest area of all Milwaukee.
Got it. And you did that while living in San Diego?
I did. Right as I moved from San Diego to Milwaukee, not moved physically, but for investing. We had already been using DealMachine for the last maybe 2 or 3 months of San Diego before we transferred. So we just kind of implemented it right as we started. And that's really what we began with and the only thing we used to start. I had a friend of mine start driving, and about a month or two after that, he didn't like it very much. So I hired outside drivers after that, and the rest is history from there.
And what were these drivers looking for?
Well, we just posted them to all of the different sites and handled some interviews, and really anybody who we could get through like the 2-3 step process to the end, in a reasonable time frame, we hired. I'm not exactly sure, what their end goals were, if they wanted to get into, I know some of them I recall wanted to get into some real estate themselves down the line. Some was just a part-time job to fill in some extra hours. And
well, they were looking for a paycheck. I should redefine my question. What did you have them do? Like, what were they looking for?
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
We're driving.
Right. Yeah. So I actually put together a driving for dollars guide that I'd be more than willing to share, and a virtual driving for dollars guide. And that was probably the most lucrative thing we've ever done, because it costs literally nothing besides the mailers. And we got a good amount of deals from that as well.
And just so you guys know, driving for dollars is this term that has been around for decades. And it just means you go look for a rundown house, and then you ask the owner if they want an offer on their house. And when you find somebody that says yes, maybe if you find 300 of those houses, you typically can get a good price because it's a rundown house. And when you buy a property at a good price, that's when you can wholesale it and make some money, right? That's what driving for dollars is.
Well, and the best part about the driving for dollars is yes, it is a rundown house. Some of them don't necessarily are super rundown, but rundown enough where it catches your attention. And, they're not on any other list. They're, they don't have a pre-foreclosure or liens or bankruptcies, but, the house, maybe someone had passed away and it hadn't been getting taken care. So these are the kind of houses that you can get to that nobody else is getting to. And which is really huge when you're on your first deals, because when there's other competition, well, what I learned, when I started, when there's other competition, you either end up going higher than you need to and the deal doesn't pan out. And it really, for lack of a better term, you screw the seller by doing that. And that's never fun to do. Or you don't make any bids or go against the person and you lose out on the deal when you don't know too much of what you're doing. And it's more rushed when there's the competition. When you find the house and there's nobody, talking with them besides you, you are a little more relaxed, have a little more time, and they seem to pan out, for the better compared to the others.
100%. How much did you pay that driver that you found, by the way?
We paid anywhere from $15 to $20 an hour. That was about 2 or 3 years ago. We haven't been doing driving for dollars for about 2 years, and we did it for the 2 years prior. So those 2 years, it was anywhere from $15 to $20. Then we would give $100 bonus for any closed deals. So really, if somebody wanted to start getting bonuses, they had to stick around for more than 3 months. Well, because it takes time to get the properties uploaded and then mailed and marketed to, and then bring them in, get the deal. So 2 to 3 months two would be the fastest. 3 months was probably, so after about that time, if someone stuck around, they started getting bonuses. And we ended up having 2 people stick around for quite a long time at some point after a lot of going through them.
Now, $1,500, that's pretty good. Would you say that's the average amount that you typically make on a property that you find like this?
Oh, no, we make much more than that. That was just the first deal. The best deal we ever had with DealMachine was $35,000. And that actually is a funny story because it ended up going to a wrong zip code, but the same address. And it was like some lake house out in 2 hours from Milwaukee. And we ended up getting a deal. And it was at a time we were a year and a half into this, and I had maxed out every credit card and I had no money left and absolutely nothing. And I didn't know what I was about to do. And all of a sudden this lead that we did not even intend to mail to, calls us. And 4 months later, we had our biggest wholesale deal. That still actually is our biggest wholesale deal ever.
Nice. I like to hear that.
But
probably because you didn't have a lot of competition.
No, none. Right. Absolutely. Right. And that absolutely right. And the house it wasn't on anything. It didn't have any, and it really wasn't in poor shape either. It was just, we were the only ones to mail to the guy, and he decided that it was the right time when he found the mailer. So that was very cool. And that kept us alive and has us here today. I'm sure I would have figured something else out, but at that time I had no clue on what I was about to do. So this popping up was nice. Overall, we're with the properties we have contracted right now, we're at about 100 deals, maybe 101 deals total that we've done now. Which I hear at the beginning, we start about the same time as him. He's got 315 of them, but which is very cool. I was very impressed with that in that amount of time. I think that we're doing a good job where we're at with it. So that was very impressive to hear. Overall, our average is about, out of the 100 deals, is about $7,000. But this last year, our average is just over $12,000 for 2023 so far. And really, this last quarter was our biggest quarter. We've made $132,000 in the last 3 months, and our assignment deal, our average assignment deals are like $18,000. So
that's amazing.
Yeah,
$132,000
right now.
So at what point did you find that second deal? I know it took you, 6 months in San Diego, no results, 3 months, and you started to get a result much faster.
Yeah, 9 months is when we got our first deal. After that, there was maybe another, 2 months before our next deal. I believe that first deal was about like in March, and then it was a May or June, and we had 5 deals total for that year. And luckily that was the year I was still getting paid. And then that 6th deal was that big deal that we had
35K.
that set us off. And then 2021 with DealMachine, and pretty much DealMachine alone, and that was 2021, and we closed 18 or 19 deals. And then last year was 36. And then this year we're on track to do more than that, a little bit more than that, maybe close to 50.
Starting out, your strategy was to use a list that somebody who's advanced, who has a lot of money, just simply is not probably going to be doing, which is driving for dollars, looking for those rundown properties.
Right.
Yeah. Love it. And now you've switched to something that's a lot higher volume. You can put more money into it to reach a lot of people, right? Hey guys, if you know you want to quit your job in the next 3 months, make sure you're subscribed to this podcast, because we've got some incredible frameworks with step-by-step instruction that you're not going to want to miss. Also, leave us a rating and review to let us know your favorite parts and why you want to get financial freedom.
To tell you the truth, the DealMachine properties, the mailers, we've done a lot of other mailer campaigns since. It's by far our most lucrative ROI that we've ever done. I mean, there's absolutely no doubt about that our best. And we haven't done a mailer campaign in 2 years, and we just closed a DealMachine deal this last month. We're still getting calls from it.
Not surprised when you go to those niche lists like that, they do end up being high ROI because there's no competition to push your price up. I did want to know, Cody, how did you end up getting this deal closed from 3 time zones away, right? You were in San Diego.
Yeah, I want to dive into how did you do the appointment, like that whole bit, like what did that look like?
Well, yep, perfect. And then at the bottom, the most important, try to find the motivation, and then if you can get an asking price out of them. Sometimes they don't like giving asking prices. We try and ask it in two separate ways at 2 different points, just to try and get an idea, because knowing that number is really helpful in going back and running a due diligence, trying to come back with an offer. So once we gather all that information, I would let them know, thanks for sharing all that information. I got everything that I need. If it's all right with you, I'll take the day to run some numbers, and I can give you a call back either later this day, depending on the time of the day, or the following day with a cash offer. If you like it, we can get a contract in place, and from there we can schedule a time to come see the property and move forward.
Then, do you ask for photos, or do you find somebody to go take photos of the property?
There was a couple of times we requested for them to send us some photos, but the majority of the time at that point we would send somebody there. Really, at the beginning we marketed a buddy of mine who would go there. He's actually been with me from the start. He's still with us today. He's our dispositions manager now. I sold him the dream of the real estate, and if you could put your hours in with me and start with me, I'll take you with me to the top. And it's been a slow road so far, but it's starting to pay off, and he's happy he did it now.
That's amazing.
But we marketed the property before we started going to the appointments, before the offers. Once we got it contracted, we would market the property and take our buyers with us to that original walkthrough where we got the pictures. So if we couldn't get a buyer to buy the house from us, then we had the pictures to keep moving and marketing further. So we time is of the essence with these, more than anything, especially with the wholesale deal. You set a contract date for 30 or 45 days out. The buyer needs at least 2 weeks, after contracting to close. So you have I mean, it's a short period of time to get things done. So you want to get moving as soon as you can.
Where do you end up finding the buyer for your first few properties?
I mean, we've gotten all of our buyers from all of the, all of the standard places. I mean, we put Craigslist ads out, we put Facebook ads out. At the beginning, when it says build your buyers list, I mean, I think it's almost impossible to really build a buyers list without having deals, because no real investors want to talk to you. I mean, every system always says, hey, go out and build your buyers list. It's almost like before anything is what they tell you to do. And I've seen that out of all 4 things I've ever watched.
Backfires.
That you should build your buyers list. And I wasted so much time trying to do that. When,
as an investor, when I hear somebody talk to me about buying properties, I can just tell that they're a beginner.
Right. It's a script. That's the same script for every, right.
They're junk.
Right.
Right. If they're a beginner, it's going to be, I'm like, okay, you guys are going to send me deals that are priced too high because you're a beginner. You're just talking about, I don't want to spend my time helping you.
Right. It's going to take you 2 years
my
before
buyer
you get to a point where you got things for me.
Helping people here to do that.
Right.
But yeah, I'm the same way. Get the deal first, then go use that to find your buyer.
Well, and that was it. Once you had the deal, and I mean, and it took. I mean, I would say this year is the first year I feel comfortable with our buyers list. I mean, we're this year out of the 30 plus deals we've already done this year, 40% of them are new buyers.
Amazing.
Are brand new, but so we're I mean, every time
you've got a deal, you're advertising it out.
Oh, every single deal we get, we do the exact same thing. I mean, we are always adding. There's not a single deal we ever come across that we don't add 5, 6, 7, 8 new buyers to our buyers list every single time.
Cody, tell us about how's your life changed from when you were a special education teacher to now being able to support your entire family with your new wife doing wholesaling real estate.
Oh, the best part about it is I'm not waking up at 6 a.m. every day to go to work. That was no fun.
What else?
Well, the freedom to be with my family and to do all of the special things and the events, and I'm never worn down for things when we go, Christmas or about my mother-in-law's birthday or anything along those lines. I mean, I've just got an energy that I never, I didn't have prior. And when I got started, I probably didn't have the energy either, but today I do. Today I do. And I get to take my dogs out at 11 a.m. for a 30-minute walk every day. And then I, in the middle of the day when the sun's out and I in San Diego in my short shorts and nothing else. I mean, you can see I'm in November and I've got some sunburn going on. And that's, so I get to spend the day out. I mean, today, after this, we're taking our dogs to the bay. And that's our favorite thing to do, is spend time with our dogs and my wife. And we just got a van. We're going to be traveling back to Wisconsin for Thanksgiving and hunting and making some pit stops for a week or two along the way. And that's really what we like to do, which we would never be able to do. You get that week off for teaching for Thanksgiving, but not the week prior and not the week after. So I mean, really, it's anything. I mean, to this day, I don't have any cap to what I'm, able to do or when I'm able to do it, and nobody to tell me otherwise. Which is,
Right.
It's a good thing to have that for a little bit in your life. You don't want to have that right off the bat because it's a good learning, but and it's very nice right now.
Cody, is your virtual driving for dollars guide something that people can go on the internet and find?
No, but I can share. But I would be more than happy to share it with you. And it's very simple and straightforward. And it really did work. We did that for 1 year, and we got 8 deals out of it. I mean, 8 deals, and it was like $60,000, and it cost us. I mean, because we were doing DealMachine, regularly too. So I didn't account the service charge. I counted that towards our, mailing, our regular mailer campaign. But it only cost us like $4,000 total. And we made 60 grand.
Mm-hmm.
If it's all right with you, I'll put it up on our website so people could could download.
Absolutely. And I'll share I can share my regular Driving for Dollars guide too. They might be a little outdated, but they're conceptually, they'll be correct.
Yes. If you want the guide to go driving for dollars, the URL is going to be DealMachine.com/episode 74. And you can find those guides there. Thanks for sharing those with me, Cody.
Oh, absolutely. And I recommend if anybody listening who is getting started or serious with it, that they look at them. I spent dozens, if not hundreds of man hours making that and tweaking those and getting them set. I mean, I got the campaign setups and everything on there. I mean, it's very good stuff. And it's ready to go. Reinventing the wheel is one thing I learned is the wrong thing to do. And I'm not saying my thing is perfect, but it's a good starting point, and you can tweak and edit however you want. But it's got lots and lots of hours and time and mind power put into it. That would be a good starting point for anybody. To be honest with everybody out there, like the only way this works is if you do that. And it's not giving things up or making sacrifices. It's a decision to do things to make your life better and more successful. And in the end, you're healthier, happier. And even before you make the money, you get to that point, healthier, happier, all of it. So it's just a choice to do the right stuff. And when I did that, that's when things really, really changed for me.
So if you guys want more listening on doing deals virtually, a very impressive story similar to Cody's is on episode 70. Chris Mignon did his first deal in New York City and then switched to Alabama because for the same reason, it was easier to get those deals and in a place that's way more real estate investor friendly while he continued to live in New York. He replaced $200,000 worth of W-2 salary. So check out episode 70. And Cody, thank you again so much. That's the podcast. We will see you guys all on the next one.
Thanks for listening to the Deal Machine Real Estate Investing Podcast. Please leave us a review and follow along wherever you're listening to your podcast.